Deep in the Colombian jungles, a terrifying creature lurks in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to claim its victims. Today, on Legends of the World, we uncover the chilling legend of El Mohán. Welcome to Legends of the World, your go-to channel for exploring the macabre and the unexplainable, from legends across the world to ancient myths and long-forgotten creatures. If you love folklore and stories that send shivers down your spine, you're in the right place. Today, we take you to Colombia to unearth one of its most fearsome and fascinating stories. The legend of El Mohán is one of the oldest and most deeply rooted stories in Colombian folklore, especially in the Andean region and the sprawling jungle that covers much of the country. Tales of this being go back to pre-Columbian times when indigenous tribes spoke of a powerful and capricious spirit, the guardian of rivers and mountains. To the Muisca people, El Mohán was a symbol of nature's raw power, a being feared and respected for his control over water and fish, but also for his vengeful nature. When Spanish colonizers arrived, the image of El Mohán merged with European stories of witches and malevolent spirits, evolving into an even more terrifying creature, a blend of indigenous beliefs and the fears brought by the Old World. Accounts describe him as a massive figure with long, tangled hair and a beard like tree roots, and eyes that burn red like coals. He is said to dwell in damp caves and deep rivers, and stories tell of him kidnapping fishermen, beautiful women, and anyone who dares to trespass into his domain. The stories say that in a small village called Santa Helena, surrounded by dense jungle and the roar of the Magdalena River, there lived a young woman named Rosa. Rosa was known for her beauty and adventurous spirit. It was said that her eyes mirrored the color of the river at dawn, and her laughter filled the air like the song of parrots. The village elders would always warn, "Never go to the river alone at night, for El Mohán lives there, and his gaze is a spell from which no one returns." Rosa, stubborn and curious, ignored those warnings. What creature could be so fearsome as to frighten her? A child of the jungle, agile and clever. One full moon night, when the waters of the Magdalena glistened like liquid silver, Rosa walked to the river, drawn by a deep, rumbling song that seemed to come from the depths. It was an unusual, mesmerizing melody, and with each step she took, the ground beneath her feet grew colder and heavier. As she reached the riverbank, the figure of El Mohán emerged from the shadows, his skin covered in scales and algae, and his beard as long and dark as a flowing current. His eyes, glowing like embers, locked onto Rosa, and suddenly she felt her will fade like mist in the sun. In a voice that echoed like the mountains, El Mohán spoke, "You have come to me, and now you belong to me." The air thickened with an oppressive silence. Rosa tried to scream, but no sound came out. All she could do was watch as El Mohán stretched out his long, branch-like arms and wrapped her in a cold embrace that pulled her beneath the water. Bubbles rose to the surface, bursting one by one until the river returned to its deceptive, moonlit calm. The next morning, villagers found Rosa's scarf tangled in the roots of a riverside tree, but there was no trace of her. The story spread like wildfire, and from then on, no one in Santa Helena dared to approach the river when the moon was full, fearing the song that would drag them to their doom. Although the tale of Rosa and El Mohán is told as an old legend, there are those who claim that the spirit still roams. A fisherman named Don Anselmo, who swore he saw El Mohán one night while retrieving his nets, shared his story with a pale face and trembling hands. I saw his eyes first, red as the fires of hell. I felt him watching me from across the river, hidden among the reeds. And then I heard the song, a sound that filled my head and chest with an unbearable fear. I dropped my nets and ran, leaving everything behind. I don't know how I made it home, but since that night, I never fish after dark. The people of Santa Helena continue to make offerings at the riverbank. A handful of corn, tobacco, or a bottle of aguardiente to appease El Mohán and keep his gaze away from their homes. They say that if you look into the river at night and see a reflection that isn't yours, you must run without looking back, for it is El Mohán, and he has chosen you. What do you think of this legend? Do you believe that El Mohán is just a tale meant to scare the curious, or could something darker and more ancient dwell in Colombia's rivers? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and share if you've heard similar stories. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Legends of the World, so we can continue exploring the most terrifying legends and mysteries from around the world. Join us in the next video, where we'll journey to Japan to uncover the secrets of the Yurei, the most haunting spirits in Japanese folklore. Until next time, may the shadows always find you prepared.